Speaking of validation, one of the ways that a player like you gets validated is through defensive awards. And as you mentioned, you've been all defense 3 times. I saw your tweet last night about defensive player of the year, and I'm sure Jason can, as we're talking here, can put the actual tweet up on the screen when we post this. But this brings me to a very serious question I have for you, in that what should be the criteria for defensive player of the year? Because sixth man seems pretty straightforward to me. Coach of the year generally seems pretty straightforward. MVP and defensive player of the year, there's all different conversations about, and we're doing that right now this year for MVP. It to me it's a 2-man race, but again, DeMar's been awesome, Ja's been awesome. But defensive player of the year is the one thing that year to year I'm just like, what? All right. Even the all defensive teams, because I think players recognize more who's checking who, right?
Yeah.
So for you, what do you think the criteria should be for defensive player of the year?
The coaches. Just ask the coaches. Coaches prepare for games, and they know, damn, I got Patrick Beverley on Steph tonight. Let's try to get Steph as many guard-to-guard screens so they can switch. Okay, if you're doing that, that tells me right there that you don't want Patrick Beverley guarding Stephen Curry right there, which means that I'm affecting your offense already. Defense. Instead, they go by numbers, and they go by win shares, and they go by this, and they go by that. And if you go by that, you're going to get numbers of all people that's 6'9" and above. But to be a 6'1" guard, to average a steal and a block and top 5 in charges, again, if I was Steph Curry, they would look at this and be like, man, he's the best defensive player in the world, and this and that. If I was Matthew Dellavedova, if I was TJ McConnell, these people, if I was Chris Paul, if Chris Paul even did this, they would run away with it. How's he averaging a block at this age? Shit, I'm 33. So I ain't 26, but when I'm doing it, it's like I'm supposed to do it, or whatever, but I'm 33 years old, career high in blocks. Like what are we talking about? But never in there for whatever reason. Maybe my tactics, maybe I'm too physical, maybe I'm not with the game.
You do hack. You do hack a lot. You do foul a lot.
What's the definition of hack?
Someone who fouls a lot.
And if the ref doesn't call it, that means it isn't a foul.
You've been top 3 or top 20 in the NBA 3 times in your career in total fouls. You foul.
Sometimes.
Wait, JJ.
To your point, I just want to you can jump in right after this. I just want to follow up on something he said, that when you talk about a lot of these advanced stats, of course, and we talk about defensive win shares, for example. A lot of these advanced stats do favor defensive RPMs. Another example. A lot of these advanced stats do favor big players, and specifically guys that rebound the ball a lot. And so for a point guard, other than maybe Russ, there's not a lot of point guards that are going to go out and get 8 to 12 defensive rebounds a game. And so I think
it's
those stats but I'm saying those stats generally hurt smaller players, and they favor the big guy.
But it's Patrick Beverley. I've been on a team where it was the top 3 point guards in rebound. It was Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and Patrick Beverley. Me and James Harden were on the same team. I'm probably the best historically offensive rebounder that's ever played the game, James.
I hated having to box you out.
You know what I'm saying? So, okay, if you're not going to give me the credit for them defensive rebounds, then I'm a hell of a player offensively then, since I'm getting offensive rebounds. You have to give me something. You just can't take everything away from me and just be like, okay, what else?
Pat, what do you think makes you what makes you so good at it?
Just will. That's it. Just will. And that's all defense is will. But how you the best defensive player, JJ, and you don't guard the best defensive players?
Okay, let's talk about Rudy Gobert in the playoffs last year.
He's great. Yeah. He's phenomenal.
He is.
Phenomenal. He's the game.
Great at what he does. Actually, maybe the best ever at what he does.
Change the game.
Yeah.
That doesn't make you the best.
It doesn't.
It does not.
Do you think one of the criteria, again, we'll go back to criteria, should be that if you're the defensive player of the year, you're all defensive guy, you should be guarding. You should be manning up essentially and guarding other teams' best players.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying if it's 5 seconds to go, and you give anyone a basketball to go get a bucket, I feel confident in myself to get a stop more than anyone else. I really do. And that's any size. That's any player. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's anything. You put 5 seconds on the clock, mano y mano. I have to get a stop. I feel very comfortable.
Who was it the other day, by the way, that you were guarding and you waved off the help and they drove by you and hit a floater? I'm trying to remember who this was. It was
Siakam.
It was Siakam. Yeah.
He dribbles up.
Yeah.
But of course they don't show everything. He dribbles up, I poke at it, but he takes the ball from half court again. He dribbles up again, I poke at it again. I listen to my defensive of game plan. I send him to his weak hand, right hand, waiting on my help. He makes the lay. Yeah. But they go show the lay. They ain't gonna show when I dipped his ass twice before that. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'll take it though. You feel me? And then that one bucket, I told you he doesn't play defense. He's all talk. Like, that's how it is. That's how it is with